Hey guys, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Tomas de Petris, and I will be presenting over my marketing and development internship at the Catholic Charities of Dallas. I've had a couple of internships throughout my years of the practicum. However, I specifically chose to present over this internship because it was not only my first internship, but also the one that really led me towards deciding my career. So without further ado, let's get started. A little bit about the Catholic Charities of Dallas. They are a non-profit organization, so they really value the work of their volunteers, and they really value their donors quite a lot. They have a call to action to their community to join in addressing the root cause of poverty. Some of their values is to provide an excellent service while having or maintaining the characteristics of compassion, integrity, respect, and commitment. I found this to be particularly important when deciding to work for them because I do share a lot of the same values that they do. Therefore, it really helped it make a lot easier to decide to work for them, and it made it a lot easier knowing into what kind of environment I would be working at. So let's continue. I had a lot of different key responsibilities and projects compared to previous interns. This was basically due to the fact that I had this internship during the summer of the coronavirus in 2020. So I had a lot of different tasks to provide. It had to do with a lot more digital aspects and whatnot. So my first responsibility was to provide content or provide ideas for content, specifically for social media platforms and virtual events and whatnot. I also had to organize a lot of designs and a lot of this content. This was particularly interesting for me because it really showed me how organized a marketer has to be in order to come back to these pieces of content and build up on them. Another key responsibility that I had was to provide ideas for on-site events and special charity events. So these ideas were more or less of how do we give the same valuable service to or of these on-site events and transition them to a virtual type of event. So this was kind of the procedure that we were discussing and thinking about, not just individually, but as a team in general. Some of my personal projects, probably the hardest one for me was recording and organizing all of the marketing department inventory. This wasn't particularly hard, it was just very time consuming, and it took me quite a while to get all of this done because it did include thousands of inventory worth of products and whatnot. But a lot of the inventory is displays for on-site events and whatnot. And doing the organizing and the counting really allowed for the marketing department to see where they spend most of their money on and like what they're spending on, how much of it are they actually using, and what's not going to be used due to the changes that were being made at this time. Another project of mine was the recreation of the on-site wall display. They have a really nice wall where they usually have little pictures set up and whatnot, and they basically wanted me to take down the whole thing and basically redesign it for them. This project was an individual project for the most part, although I did do my best to gain ideas and see how the people there would like it to look best. Nevertheless, this project did allow me to be as creative as possible, and it allowed me to really have hands-on experience with on-site displays. My last project was quite an interesting one. It was the contribution of ideas and content for the yearly Bishop Gala. This is one of their yearly events that's a really special event for them. It's an annual gala with the bishop. They have all their main donors coming in, and they really like to have a good time. However, the main issue in this project was that instead of being an on-site event. It was a virtual event this time around. So we really had to mix things up a little bit and really provide a valuable time for their donors and whatnot. So continuing from that, my key takeaways from this internship was the knowledge of the field and industry. This was my first time working for a nonprofit, so being kind of aware of this industry and kind of having experience in this field really opens your eyes to a new business design or layout, so to say. I also had a lot of new and improved skills. I had to work with a lot of software such as Canva, for example, where I really had to design some content. And these were skills that I didn't necessarily have before that I really got introduced to. And working with all these softwares and whatnot really introduced me to the digital aspect side of things. And this really contributed to the clarification of the direction of career that I want, which is digital marketing. So now, thanks to this internship, I know that I am very interested in the digital marketing aspect, and I like to continue on to that path and whatnot. My second main point is the impressions and the explorations of the ethical issues. Like I said before, I had a completely different experience due to the COVID-19 outbreak. However, I did get to contribute and witness how the marketing team adapts in times like these, which I found to be a particularly very important time to gain experience. This time really allowed me to not only witness how a marketing team adapts, but also contribute to the changing and adaptation of a new, so to say, form of marketing for a nonprofit organization. One of the key ethical issues that was going around this time was whether to work from home or continue to go into the offices. My organization decided that going into the offices was particularly still a good idea. However, there was always the issue of a couple of cases or two rising up, and it would have to be like a last minute call to send everyone off home or whatnot. So this was particularly probably the most frustrating part. I think they could have done a little bit job in just keeping everyone home for at least a month or so, just until things started opening up again. However, they decided otherwise because they thought it would be best for the organization, which is understandable, and we were still able to work with that and whatnot. Moving forward to my third main point, which is my influence of the experience. Like I said earlier, being a part of the marketing team was overall one of the great and best experiences I had. I really got to understand the ins and outs of not only the marketing department, but how all the other departments work in correlation to the marketing department. I got to be influenced by their director of marketing and communications guy. His name is Jeremy Bermender, and this guy really is the person that introduced me to the digital marketing aspect of this department. And this is really where I set my career, just based off this guy who really influenced me to proceed. And and so that's where I basically decided that I not only would like to be a digital marketer, I need to continue to develop my digital skills and whatnot. So in conclusion, I had an overall great experience with the Catholic Charities of Dallas. I really valued working with the marketing team, and I really valued the fact that I defined my career goal and which career I'd like to pursue. And I also gained a lot of new knowledge and skills in terms with not only working for the marketing team, but also providing a lot of content and a lot of digital displays and whatnot. So here's a great mission statement from the Catholic Charities of Dallas. It basically says, serving those in need, advocating for their voices, and empowering the vulnerable. I found this to be a great mission statement. They have this on their website, and they really try to emphasize this during the coronavirus to really have a good mission statement and to really, not necessarily push it, but to really get that message out to their people and their community. So this was one of the many things that I had to work tons with throughout my internship experience and really develop the content around it. So I thought you guys would enjoy this mission statement. Thank you guys so much for your time and for listening, and for watching, of course. I hope you have time to leave a question or a comment or any concerns or feedback that you may have, and I'll be looking forward to replying to those. Thank you very much.